following program is sponsored by Michael W. Smith. The views expressed on the following program are those of the host and not necessarily those of staff, management, or ownership.
Phoenix, Arizona. Brother Mike back on the radio. Welcome to HardcoreChristianity.com. Welcome to the program. Thank you for tuning in today. Today's Bible study, America's New Sexual Revolution. Hey, you call somebody and tell them radio program's on? A little bit of an R-rated show, but not bad. I'll do my announcements while you make that call. Thanks for your help. This is Brother Mike. I'm the professional counselor at the Arizona Deliverance Center in Central Phoenix. We're on 15th Avenue, just south of Osborne Road. We are not a church. We are a supplement to all churches, and churches send us their problem people. They send us their people who are mentally, emotionally ill, and they send us their people who are being oppressed by demons. And that's our ministry. We do not compete with local churches. We have services every Thursday and Friday night at 7 o'clock to avoid competing with other churches. Preaching, teaching, healing, and deliverance at both of those services. Broadcast live on youtube.com/House of Healing AZ. When you go to the website, please hit the PayPal button and send us another donation, as you have for the last 19 years. Please check out the radio shows. They're archived on the website. Please sign up for one of our seminars. We have a women's only seminar. We have monthly seminars. We have training classes, all kinds of stuff for you to learn spiritual warfare and to fulfill your destiny. Don't forget about Sister Karen. She's on the home page of the website. She'd love to list your house for sale. She loves working with born-again Christians. Thank you for your referrals to her. It helps me out indirectly because I don't take a salary from the ministry. Neither does my wife. And she is kind enough to support our family while I do full-time ministry work. Speaking of full-time ministry work, America's New Sexual Revolution. Hear the word of the Lord. 2 Timothy 3, chapter 3, has bombshell information in it. I've shared it before. It says, evil men and seducers will wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived. The Greek word for seducers in that verse is goez. Goez means to be deceived by someone putting a spell on you. And that gives you an idea how powerful witchcraft and mind control spirits are in the final days. We're only a couple of years away from the rapture now. It's almost on us. Tribulation is around the corner. And it says they will wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived. Planao means to be led astray. This know in the last days that perilous times shall come, Paul said. Kalapos is the Greek word for perilous there. It means dangerous. Hey, no kidding. Have you seen the crime rates all over the country? It's unbelievable. Defund the police, cancel ICE leads to what? Let me think about it. Would the crime go up? You got to be kidding me. These politicians are goez, under a demonic satanic spell, looking to destroy us and continue killing us instead of using the COVID-19, which was their original plan to thin the herd. COVID-19 is a mass murder operation. They knew it came from China. China sent it to us to kill us and destroy us. Our politicians knew it happened. They covered it up. Why? They want to thin the herd. There's too many Americans living in America. They want to replace us with foreigners who will work for virtually nothing, with very little benefits except socialism. It says in 2 Timothy 3, men shall be lovers of their own selves. Philetos is the Greek word for that phrase. In English, it means to be self-absorbed. It also says in that list they will be lovers of pleasure more than lovers of God. Hedone is the Greek word for where we get our English word hedonism, and that's where we're headed. Let's go back in time a little bit. Here's how lust demons work. They are extremely powerful but they subordinate to witchcraft spirits. What happens is witchcraft takes over a country, unleashing lust demons and mind control spirits. And these lust demons take over. It happened 3,000 years ago in Sodom and Gomorrah and the surrounding cities. Numerous cities had been completely sold out to all kinds of sexual sin, principally homosexuality and adultery. Then here in America, in the Roaring 20s, we got hit by Satan unleashing the same demons, only in the Roaring 20s it was alcoholism and adultery and partying. In the 1960s, the free love movement in San Francisco started a nationwide trend Satan approved of, 1969, free love. And there the devil introduced us to prescription drugs, illegal drugs, hallucinogenics, free love, having affairs, swingers, group sex, and rock and roll. The devil wasn't done there. The next year, the first gay pride parade in San Francisco and in the United States occurred. And then mixing adultery along with homosexuality exploded in the United States. And cities such as San Francisco, New Orleans, Las Vegas became just completely overrun by sexual perversion. San Francisco being the worst, of course, they have the Folsom Street Fair every September. And any conceivable kind of sex, bondage, heterosexual, homosexual, you name it, occurs during that parade. And in fact, live sex acts occurred in public. That's how wicked and evil this planet is getting, in particular here in America. Recent polling came out showing that Americans support gay marriage and approve of homosexuality, and conservative Republicans are also on board, if you can believe it. Currently, as I'm speaking to you, state governments are considering banning Christian counselors and therapists and psychologists and social workers from providing services to people who have same-sex desires and want to change. People who have transgender desires and want to change. There are state governments all across the United States now trying to pass laws to stop that from happening. Right now, as I'm speaking to you, there are states all over the country providing sex change surgeries and medical care to teenagers and grade schoolers who don't think they were born in the right body. They were born a male, but they think they're a female. They were born a female, they think they're a male. There are states all over the country promoting that doctrine, and the American Medical Association has also on board providing child abuse to these children by giving them puberty blockers, surgeries, life-changing surgeries, and permanent demonic psychological damage. Right now, as I'm speaking to you, schools, Christian schools, religious schools are under attack. States are trying to pass laws to prevent these schools from teaching biblical sexual ethics. In other words, there's only two genders. In other words, any kind of sex outside of marriage between a man and a woman is fornication. It is adultery. It is perversion. It's wrong. And the states all across the country are now trying to stop that by passing laws so that schools cannot teach that. And they're being threatened with legislation and criminal prosecutions. They want Christian schools to violate their religious beliefs. They are not pursuing Muslim schools or Muslim mosques. There's a complete double standard. They're only pursuing Christian schools, not Islamic schools. The public school system has now become woke and completely taken over by Satan, and they are teaching CRT, critical race theory, in our schools. They are now showing explicit pornography to our grade schoolers. SpongeBob SquarePants now has a video out promoting homosexuality, gay sex, transgender sex. Our public school systems are now providing sex ed without the permission of parents, showing the safest and proper ways for anal intercourse, insertion of the penis, condoms, how to bring someone to an orgasm through oral sex. And these are grade schoolers and middle schoolers being taught this gasping perversion. It's all over the country now. It's pressing in on us. And of course the churches, who are useless, gutless failures, aren't doing anything about it. Now, children are being targeted with sexual propaganda. It's everywhere, literally everywhere, all over social media. YouTube, Google, all these giant tech firms are loaded with satanic perversion, and they all want everybody Epsteined. They want the whole country Jeffrey Epstein. Translation: any type of sexual behavior is good. There is no morality or sin attached to it. It is simply a biological function between adults and between children. That's where we're headed. Now, in our schools, they are teaching transgenders and non-binary all over the place, and they're shoving it down our throats. They're now teaching that trans females can compete with real females in sports, and they're breaking all the records and stealing all the trophies all over the country. What's coming up next? What's the devil got next for us? Rampant pedophilia and polygamy accepted as normal in our society. If you or your family members have been influenced by these superpowered lust demons taking over the country, you can be delivered, and you need to be delivered ASAP. 602-636-5800. Born-again Christians are eligible for free counseling services and deliverance services from spirits of lust, homosexuality, lesbianism, sexual perversion, and transgenderism. 602-636-5800. See you next time.
The views expressed on this program are those of the host and not necessarily those of staff, management, or ownership. This program was sponsored by Michael W. Smith.